All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Vatch. I am an advisor in the Study Abroad office. Thank you so much for being here today. I know a lot has changed since we were on campus in the beginning of the year, and so we appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules to participate in our virtual presentations about the study abroad opportunities that are out there for you. So we've had a few in the last few weeks. So if you are looking to study abroad in some other countries, check out our website. We have a list of other countries there as well, but today we're talking about Sub-Saharan Africa and the programs that are available there for you to study abroad. So I'm going to put this in presentation mode, and let's just go ahead and get started. So as you can see, we have some flags for the region that we are talking about today: Ghana, South Africa, Senegal, and Botswana. All right, so you might be thinking, why Sub-Saharan Africa? Well, these are just a few reasons. There are many more which our returnees are going to get into for us, but there are a diversity of countries, languages, and cultures that you can learn about and learn when you are in Africa. There's a wide range of academic areas and options for study. All the opportunity, not all, but a lot of the opportunities in Sub-Saharan Africa allow you to study at the home university, which expands your the subjects that you can take when you are studying abroad, which is fantastic. There are opportunities to study with local and international students, so you really get to learn about the culture and be a part of it when you are there. And there are a ton of internship and research opportunities, which I think our panelists are going to be able to speak to, because I believe a few of them took advantage of this when they were abroad. We're going to just feature some programs that are available in Sub-Saharan Africa. This is definitely not everything. There is a lot more to research and we're here to support you through that. There are many study abroad programs. We're going to talk about a couple through the UCs, global seminars, and study abroad providers. So like I said, we're just going to talk about a few. There's a lot more, and then we're going to answer questions to help you out there. All right. So first, and in no particular order, we're going to talk about UCEAP. If you are not familiar with what UCEAP is the UC Study Abroad Provider. And what that means is when you go through the UC, all the courses you take are UC transferable, and the grades you get are factored into your UC GPA. Okay, you still need to talk to your departments about how then those classes are going to fit into your academic plan, but we know that you're going to get units for all the classes you pass, and those grades are going to factor into your UC GPA. UCEAP only serves the UC students, although when you go to your programs, you're going to meet people from all over the world. A few of these do work with some of the Cal State schools as well. So these are fantastic programs with some great opportunities. So in the first one we're going to talk about is immersion, and then we're going to talk about study centers and what that means. So immersion opportunities are in Ghana at the University of Accra and in South Africa at the University of Cape Town, or UCT. And what immersion means is that you're enrolled at the local university alongside local and other international students. So for the most part, there might be some departments that they're not allowing visiting students to take courses in, but for the most part, you have the opportunity to take classes across many disciplines. This goes for STEM, humanities, social sciences, the arts. There's a lot of great opportunities there. And we'll give our returnees an opportunity in a minute, but all of our returnees today studied abroad in Ghana at the University of Accra, and one in particular did a summer program, which was a little bit different, and she'll tell you about that. In South Africa, similar to Ghana, it is an immersion option where you have the opportunity to take courses with international and local students. So both programs have amazing communities, great universities with lots of areas of study for you. On the other side of the screen, you'll see study centers. So what a study center is you're not taking classes at the university. You're taking classes in a classroom, maybe a building near the university, but not necessarily at the university, which means you're not taking classes with local students. This is the case for Botswana and Senegal. UCEAP partners with a provider called CIEE, and CIEE provides the access to the study center, the curriculum, housing, all of that. All of that is provided by CIEE, but you get that UC credit. So in Botswana and Senegal, the programs are currently on hold, so you won't see them on the UCEAP website, but I imagine they will be returning in a year due to COVID for this fall. Senegal is a great program if you know French or you're learning French. That is a requirement of the program. In Botswana, there's an arts and humanities and a community health track, which is really interesting. And in Ghana and South Africa, you can take courses in that discipline as well. So we're going to move on, but then we'll jump to our returnees in the end. But I just wanted to highlight these programs. Fantastic opportunities for our students, but as you can see, they don't go everywhere, right? And there's a lot more countries in Africa for our students to choose from, and that's where we get into some of the other options. So global seminars, unfortunately this summer they were canceled due to COVID, but we are gearing up for summer 21. A program that has run in the past is Change in Modern South Africa and Zambia. It is run by Professor Yvonne Evans, who is also the provost of ERC College. Global seminars are UCSD courses taught abroad. You take 2 classes, 8 units, and these are courses that are typically taught at UCSD on campus or online in this case, but instead would be taught in the country that they're speaking of. And in this case, it is South Africa. So this is a really exciting program where you get to learn about the history of South Africa while you're there. And also Professor Evans is South African, and he brings an amazing perspective to the course and gives students a true understanding of his experience and also about the history of South Africa. We have a couple pictures below, one of a group of global seminar students from last year, and what you can probably tell, it's not a big class, it's pretty small. And that is a true strength of our global seminars, is that these are small classes where you get a really intimate experience with not only your other students and participants, but also the professor. It's not often that we have only 20, 25 students in a class, right? It's usually 50 or more. So it can be hard to get to know a professor, but global seminars really lend themselves well to not only getting to know a professor, but also getting to know your fellow students, and of course, be in this amazing environment learning about the history of South Africa and Zambia. So that's global seminars. Right now, we just have one in Africa. Could be next year we have more. So stay tuned. In the fall, we'll announce the global seminars for 2021. All right, and OAP, last but certainly not least, OAP stands for Opportunities Abroad Program. OAP is everything else that's out there for students who want to study abroad. So as you can see, I have a lot of acronyms listed. What does that mean? So SIT, AIFS, CIEE, as you heard before, ISA and IES are all providers that offer study abroad opportunities in Africa, really all over the world. What's great about these opportunities is sometimes they're allowing opportunities or providing opportunities for students that are not in the countries that EAP or our global seminars go. So it really expands the opportunities for our students, okay? So for instance, you may want to go to Kenya or Tanzania or Uganda, and through these providers, you definitely can do that. They also offer international internships and research opportunities, but the biggest difference with OAP and UCEAP and our global seminars is OAP's transfer credits. So they're not UC classes. We need to figure out if the courses transfer back to UCSD, and we have a process to help you with that, and the grades you get won't factor into your GPA. But if you have interests that lie outside of what UCEAP or global seminars have to offer, If you want to study at Stellenbosch University instead of University of Cape Town, well, ISA has a partnership with Stellenbosch. If you want to study global health in Kenya, SIT has that, or ecology and wildlife, SIT also has that. So as you can see, OAP has sometimes more specific programs or programs in countries that UCEAP doesn't offer. So it just expands your opportunities. OAP can also be a fantastic opportunity if you're an out-of-state or non-resident student because you're not paying those UC fees, but we can talk about that some more. Okay, so I believe all the returnees I have listed here are here today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unmute you all, so give me 1 second. And what I'll allow each of you to do is take a couple minutes to talk about your programs. And let's go ahead and go in the order that you see listed on the screen. And let's just take a couple minutes to introduce yourself, your year, if you've graduated, what you majored in, where you studied, and one of the big takeaways from you. So give me 1 second, unmute. And if you're not talking, go ahead and mute yourself so that looks like we're all good. So Irene, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to talk about it.
Yes, it's so good to hear your voice. Okay, so let's go ahead and let you get started.
Yeah, so hello, everybody. My name is Irene. I graduated from UCSD in 2018. I technically finished December 2018 because that's when I studied abroad in the fall semester of 2018. So it was a really nice way to kind of leave UCSD and then finish my final year of college, or I guess final semester of college abroad. And when I was at UCSD, I studied human development, and then I minored in education studies. So obviously I went to Ghana, so I was studying at the University of Ghana, and it was honestly the best experience of my entire life. Not even lying. It was just amazing way that I was able to grow in just so many different ways and in so many different aspects of my life. I felt like personally I was challenged because I felt really connected to Ghana because my family were actually from Congo. So I've been to Africa before, but I've never been to West Africa. So I saw a lot of similarities in terms of the culture that I was raised in. And then going to Ghana felt like home. And it was really cool to see like a lot of the different locals really accepted me with open arms. And when I did tell them like, oh, I'm actually Congolese, they would like, I think they would even be more excited because they're like, wow, like, you know, it's another African sister that we have here. And even though we're different ethnicities, but we can come together and we have similarities. But yeah, so when I was in Ghana, I was able to take a lot of tremendous classes. And because I was on my last semester of college, I had the flexibility to pretty much take anything I wanted. So I took a drumming class. I started off with a dance class, but I had like a lot of classes, so I had to drop that. But I also took like a social work class, and then I did a music class, and I was able to do an internship as well. So it was amazing because my opportunity was doing an internship related to kind of what I want to do as a career. So I worked at this area that worked with people who have developmental disabilities, physical, mental disabilities, things like that. And I was able to work alongside a professor at the University of Ghana and kind of develop my research topic, but also like write up a report and then see how we can go ahead and either make alterations or changes or just add more knowledge to the community about disability in Ghana. So I was able to do really, really great things like that. And I think one of my biggest takeaways was that, you know, just going into a place that's so completely unfamiliar to you, it can be very scary because you just don't know what you're going to anticipate. And the adjustment period is definitely difficult. Like there is things in Ghana that I was not used to doing than here, because here it's pretty convenient to do a lot of different things. But in Ghana, you kind of have to think outside the box a little bit. But besides that, like, because I was able to think outside the box, I feel like I was able to adapt to a new culture very quickly and then become very comfortable and even thrive in that culture. So I would say, like, don't be afraid of like the fear that you might have going into a different community, because you're going to grow in so many aspects of just your life that once you're finished with the study abroad program, you're going to reflect and say, I cannot believe who I was before, and now I'm coming out a new person, a new enhanced person, I would say. So I would just say, don't be afraid of just the situations that you'll get into. And Ghanaian people are so kind, so it helps a lot. They're very kind, and they're always willing to help out, regardless of who you are, you know, or where you come from. So yeah, so I hope I answered the question. I can talk more, but I also want to give time.
It was perfect. Yeah, let's jump to
Yeah.
Jayson. Thank you, Irene.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey guys, I'm Jayson. I'm a fourth year, just about to graduate, and I studied abroad in Ghana at the same time Irene did. I always love hearing Irene's story and perspective because we had a lot of similar experiences, but also a lot of different takeaways as well. And I can't hit that point enough of the fact that Ghanaians were such a hospitable group of people. They were always willing to help no matter where you came from. And even though there was a lot of times when you could be very put out of your comfort zone, they would always be willing to help, and they would be more than happy to teach you the local language or teach you the transportation, which was very difficult to learn, but very fun at the same time. So that point was very well said. But the reason why I wanted to go to Ghana in the first place was I've always had this innate want to go to Africa, and specifically West Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa. And when the opportunity to study abroad in Ghana came up, I took that and I was like, let's do it, because I'd never been outside of North America and I wanted to learn about public health from another perspective, from a non-Western perspective. And being able to go to Ghana and do that was just very incredible for me to experience and witness. For example, I got to live in the Ghanaian dorms, and Irene did the same thing where she was not in the international hostel, but instead the all-girl Volta Hall Ghanaian dorms, and I was in the all-men's Ghanaian dorms. And so it was me and one other of my friends who were within that dorm. We had no running water most of the time, having to take bucket showers, but the Ghanaians got to really help us out, and they helped us through the process and got us more comfortable with that. And also on the public health standpoint, I got to work at the West Africa AIDS Foundation as an intern, which really helped me learn about public health and community outreach from a different perspective, and how to have that cultural understanding from a completely different side than my own. And it was really cool because they also welcomed me with open arms, and I learned a great deal about just, you know, how to embrace everybody. And it was a great experience. Got to travel to all the regions of Ghana, to the Ivory Coast, sit on some crocodiles even, which is a very big highlight of my my experience too. So I loved it, and I am looking forward to going back to Ghana and seeing my friends again, who I made, all the aunties who were the program coordinators. They did such a great job at facilitating the program and making us feel comfortable, and I'm very excited to see them again. Hopefully January 2021, but we'll see, sometime in the near future. But I talk highly of Ghana and recommend anybody going there because it was such an incredible experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jayson. I appreciate you sharing. Fabiola, what would you like to share? Thank you so much for being here today. Oh no. Let me just make sure you are unmuted. You are unmuted. Fabiola, can you hear me? All right, well, let's just go on to Delani while, since we can't hear Fabiola right now. Delani, can you please share?
Hi guys, my name is Delani and I am a junior. I did the study abroad the summer session in Ghana, so it was only 6 weeks. I'm a human development major right now with a psychology minor. So basically only took 2 classes while I was there for 3 weeks. And one of them counted towards my methods elective for my human development major. And the other one, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how it was applied, but it was applied. So I had never traveled out of the country before, let alone by myself. So this was a really new experience for me, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was so amazing. It definitely challenged me and helped me grow as an individual. I met so many different friends, amazing friends that I still talk to now. And since it was all UC people, it's really easy to get in contact with them. They all live in California mostly, and I still talk to them. So it's super cool. So the two classes that I took were community health and sustainability, which basically we helped out with the West African AIDS Foundation. We learned about sexual reproductive health, and at the end of this course, we got to spend a week visiting the village of Beleme, helping out, learning about their culture, even introducing a new crop to help them become more sustainable in their living. And then the other class that I took was like basic Ghanaian society and culture. We took that first just to make sure that all the students learned as much as I could about Ghana, and we took lots of field trips, learned about the economic history of Ghana. So basically the first half of, actually the whole part of my trip was just a learning experience combined with a vacation. So it was definitely a good experience. One of my favorite parts that I'll remember to this day, we spent a whole half of our day in a dance class, and I had never been so sweaty in my life. It was a workout. It was like Zumba times 10. African dance is just amazing. And then we went to places like Elmina Slave Castle, which was really just a learning experience. It really hit the students hard, and it was very important, I think, for us to go there. We went to places like Wheelie Waterfalls, which was amazing. It was just jaw-dropping. I'd never seen a waterfall like that. So basically the classes, on the weekends, we would do the trips that corresponded to what we were learning about in the class. I would definitely do it again. I didn't get to live in the dorms. I get to live in an international house. And our roommates were assigned to us. We couldn't really choose them. So I shared a room with a girl that was also studying abroad from Yale. So it was super cool just to get out of your comfort zone and meet a lot of new people from all over the world. I love the aunties that were helping us out, that were our program coordinators. I still message them. One I follow on Facebook. She's super nice. And we also had 3 student assistants that were there for any questions, that helped us when we were traveling. We went to the art markets and everything. So overall, the experience, the 6 weeks I had in Ghana was super, super fun, super unique. I learned a lot, and I loved the people that I got to learn with. And overall, it was just an experience that I definitely would do again.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Fabiola, are you back? Oh, I might have to unmute her. Sorry about the slide switching. Okay. Fabiola.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about my speaker, but
It's okay. And sorry about the slides. Something's happening, but I'm going to leave it. You go ahead and speak, my dear.
Okay. So basically, I decided to go to Ghana because I was like obsessed with the country, and I've always just wanted to go see, because I heard so many great things about it and how it had developed. And I'm also Togolese, which is like right next to Ghana. So it made it really easy for me to visit my family members as much as I could. And also because I'm Anglophone, and in Togo, it's a Francophone country, I speak French. But like, if I had to live in an African country, then it would have to be Ghana, because I'm much more comfortable working and interacting in English. So I just decided to go there and live there, just because I could also transfer all my credits back to the US. So that made it like, that was like a really big, it was a really big thing for me. So I took that opportunity. I took all political science classes. I'm a 4th year, but I'm gonna stay at UCSD for 2 more quarters. And so in Ghana, what I did a lot was go out. I went out a lot, and I became really like comfortable with life there. I became comfortable living, comfortable with the students, comfortable with like people that I would meet outside. And it just really reassured me that if I ever had to move to that country, even today, I would feel comfortable living there. I just networked as much as I could, and while I was there, other than my classes, I did a little like internship or like volunteering at the Child Study Center, and it was really nice. I got to spend time with like kids, and I taught them like different skills, and it was just really amazing. I lived in Ish, that's the International Student Housing, and the thing that I wasn't expecting was that it was gonna be like so it was like full of like other African students, which I was really happy about, because when I was thinking of like international housing, for some reason I was just thinking it was going to be like a lot of other students from Western countries, and that wasn't the case at all, because there were like Nigerian people, and there were even like other Ghanaian students who were living there, and it was just like so diverse, and I just had a really amazing time living there. Yeah, one thing that I really enjoyed was the trips that we took. And I think one thing that the trips, like outside of Accra, the city, what those trips did was that it brought me and other UCEAP and CAL students together. And I literally, like, it just bonded us so much, and I became really great friends with the students assistants. Like, we literally still talk all the time, like we send each other snaps. And even with the UC students, like, we still have like our group chats. I literally like made some of my best friends there, just because we spent so much time hanging out and doing other things together with other Ghanaian students and other people from other countries. So I just feel like I really am comfortable with that culture now. So yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. Is there anything anybody would like to share that they thought of just now before I move on to the next slide?
Yeah, I just want to also echo about
Yes.
the friendships.
Yes.
I
Yes.
completely agree with that. Oh my goodness. I also, just like you, Fabiola, like, I made really good friends with like all the student assistants. And then I would also say that really some of my closest friends to this very day are the people I did study abroad with. And I think it's just so beautiful to see that relationship flourish and continue to last, because studying abroad in a completely different country that you don't really know too much about is something that is like, it's such an experience. You know, it can be a scary experience for others, it can be an exciting experience for other people. So with that, like, going through, I guess, that adjustment period of not really knowing like what you're doing per se, but then flourishing into this amazing person who has so many life experiences that they can add to their lives and share with others, I think it just makes those connections much stronger. So I can definitely echo, like, even like going abroad, if you know, like, if you're able to meet some Ghanaian friends, like, those are lifelong friends that you're able to meet, or the people that you did study abroad with are lifelong friends, and that connection is just so unique compared to other relationships that I personally have in the United States. So I just wanted to echo that.
Yes. What a special experience to have together, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Anybody
It's so
else?
true too.
Yeah.
It's so true with the friendship part, because with WhatsApp being so available worldwide, it's amazing to be able to contact back to Ghana and with all my friends there. And now I know that when I do go back, I'll be able to either stay with them or hang out with them at like a moment's notice, because they're always very willing to take you in and communicate with you. So it's very cool to have those relationships as well.
That's awesome. Okay, thank you all so much. I'm going to move on to the next slide. If you all have to go, I totally understand, and I just want to thank you again. All right, so just have a couple more slides. One is about financial aid and scholarships. Funding is available for every term that you would want to study abroad, and that's available through financial aid and scholarships. So depending on what program you choose, your aid may differ, but it does go with you abroad. We are offering, our office is offering financial aid workshops every Thursday. So if you're up for more workshops today at 3:30, there will be one hosted by Tina. The winter and spring 21 scholarship deadlines will be posted soon. They are actually UCEAP does a great job, and Gilman does a great job of posting their scholarship deadlines. Our offices is usually early winter, but we do separate the cycles. So winter and spring is only students studying abroad during that time versus summer, academic year, fall. That's a whole other cycle. So if you did want to go next spring 21, those scholarship deadlines have not passed, and we have a lot posted on our website, but we'll have it soon. There's also a ton of affordable program options. And when we say that, we usually compare to a quarter at UCSD. So if you, so a quarter UCSD is about $10,000 or so, a little over 10 grand. And so we usually compare with that with affordable programs. And last but not least, we offered over $800,000 in scholarships to our students in the past year. So there's a lot of money out there, and we do hope you apply. And we have a lot of resources to help you, whether that are workshops that help you build and write your essays, or you can run them by us advisors, and we're happy to help you get at least one extra set of eyes on your essays so that they are meeting the needs that the scholarship applications are asking. So what's next? Continue to research your options. Speak to your advisors in your major, your minor, your college, us. We can really help you sort through everything that's out there. Our winter spring application deadlines are posted on our website. I extended a bunch to June 8th, which is, I know, right around the corner, but some of the other advisors in our office have also extended. So make sure to take a look at our website. We are actively updating those if we can, okay? And please set up an appointment. If you have more questions, we're here to talk. Message us through the Virtual Advising Center, and we can set up an appointment through Zoom. So let's see if we have any questions. We don't right now, but I want to thank everybody for taking the time and learning more about opportunities in Sub-Saharan Africa. Take care, bye.